Daniel, thank you so much for being in the Broadsign content studio. Great job on stage.
Thanks.
Always great to talk about automation. So one thing we heard on stage is how much of the out-of-home process is still manual. From your perspective, why is automation no longer a nice to have, but a must have, especially at an agency?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's just vital for us to free up the time of our strategist, our client services team to really focus on strategy and even education. A big part of the process where it gets really bogged down is in those manual processes. We love speaking to vendors, of course, but there's those many different conversations, there's the changing of veils, and then there's getting into an actual platform and trying to make things happen, and it doesn't always go the way you want. So at Talon, at least, we're fully hands-on keyboard, so we're relying on people to do a lot of jobs. So anywhere we can find efficiencies, take away those sort of barriers, those bumps in the road, it means that our people can then focus on the bigger picture and those things like strategy, creative execution, ideation, education, all that good stuff.
What kind of pressures do you face to make sure out-of-home aligns more seamlessly with digital channels, especially when there's a perception that maybe those channels are more efficient than out-of-home historically?
Yeah. It's always there. It's always there from the efficiency side, from the measurement side. I never dare say the word attribution, but at least some level of validation or correlation. Like, we're always challenged. We heard today about MMM models and getting an out-of-home signal. It's always the pressure to elevate our game, provide clients with that sort of peace of mind that when they're spending their dollars with us, with the out-of-home world, that it's actually doing something and moving the needle.
So you kind of touched on it a little bit, but what's at risk if we kind of fail to keep up with digital channels?
Yeah, I think it's kind of the slow get left behind. The speed of this technological evolution is accelerating, and if we don't stick with it, somebody else will swoop in with another solution. So we have to sort of ride that rising tide, that tidal wave, and stay on the edge of it, just to make sure that we're the leading voice, that we're sort of just taking care of business, maybe protecting a little bit. There's a lot of risk out there, so we need to make sure that we're the ones handling it.
I'm curious, from your perspective, because you're so in it, how do you see the role of an out-of-home specialist agency evolving over the next few years, especially with things like automation coming in and more advanced programming, I guess?
Yeah, I think what we kind of miss in the automation conversation, if you don't have someone that's still in the traditional world, is there's still a lot to know. The geography of the matter, the quality of the boards, what they actually look like in practice. I think anyone can kind of go into a platform and choose billboards and urban panels, and down the list you go, and you can apply an audience and everything could go swimmingly and the measurement could be great, but you still need to have that human element of somebody that's toured that market, somebody that really understands what it is, knows that it's quality inventory, can compare it year over year, market to market, what have you. So I think we need to have that level of education, professionalism, expertise that can still advise. And it doesn't really matter what team is actually executing it, but you still need to know what you're buying, you still need to value it. And you can't forget that a large portion of that out-of-home world it's still static and it's very creative. And so we don't want it to just be zeros and ones. So we want our people to we're presenting them, or we present ourselves as the experts, the stewards of the entire out-of-home industry.
That's great. And you all touched on stage about the importance of humans involved in the transaction process. Obviously, automation can't be solved by technology alone. What kind of collaboration do you think is necessary in the industry, like among media owners, buyers, the agencies? What needs to happen?
Yeah, it's going to take everyone. I think we're all pretty good at screaming about what we need, and then maybe not so good about getting in a room together and actually taking that somewhere. I think what I saw from Broadsign and from Gavin, that work has actually been done in collaboration with Talon, not me specifically, but some people much smarter than me. So from clients to measurement partners to agencies to every kind of specialist, I think it's going to take from top to bottom, start to front, a lot of different voices. I'm not going to say get in line because that sounds very threatening, but to kind of all get on the same track, because I think it's going to be very beneficial for everyone in that chain from a profitability lens, from a performance lens, from a creativity lens even, or strategy lens. So if everyone can get on board and get in line and we can all collaborate and work together, I think there could be some really cool things happening for us.
Yeah, for sure. It's great. It's encouragement. It's not a threat.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's some threat, get on board or else get left behind, kind of
Yeah.
like I said. But yeah, it's definitely encouragement.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Of course. Yeah, thanks for doing it.
Appreciate it.